Okay guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm back for another recipe this week, and I'm doing a little something for Easter coming up here just in a couple of days. So this is what I'm making. I'm making a carrot cake today. I've been craving a carrot cake. I don't know how many people eat carrot cakes anymore, but I am going to give you a recipe that is absolutely fantastic. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. If you guys like this video, put a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, share it around, do what you want with it. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. That's the main reason why I keep doing these videos. Okay, so let's get on with the ingredients, okay? So here we go. We got 2 cups of all-purpose flour here. We got 2 teaspoons of baking soda, a half a teaspoon of salt. We have 2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon over here. We have 3 large eggs, 2 cups of sugar. We have 3/4 cups of vegetable oil and 3/4 cups of buttermilk. Okay, 2 teaspoons of vanilla, pure vanilla extract. Try to use the good kind if you can, because it will make a difference in this recipe. We also have 2 cups of grated carrots. Now the carrots are grated fresh, and we also have 8 ounces of crushed pineapple. Okay, you can buy this pineapple in a can if you'd like. That's totally up to you. Drain it if you can. You don't want all the juice in there, so make sure you push the lid down on it and drain it. I happen to cut up a pineapple recently, so I am using fresh pineapple that I put on a cutting board. I did a lot of this stuff. All this stuff is prepped up because the video would be 3 hours grating and chopping, and doesn't look like a lot, but a little bit to set up here. Okay, the other thing you're going to need is you're going to need a spatula. You are going to need a mixing bowl, okay? And if you're starting this all from scratch and you're going to do it the way that I did it, you're also going to need a box cutter. Now I just want to explain to you guys which part of this that I used, okay? So you have, obviously you have this, and then you have the real little small ones over here on your box grater, and then you have the next size up. This is the size that I used for my carrots. Okay, so simple box grater, no big deal. That's the size I used. Okay, the other thing that I did also is I've got 2 9-inch cake pans. But what I did is I took some parchment paper, or you can use wax paper if you want to. I just unrolled some paper and traced the bottom of the pan, cut it out, put it in here. It's much easier to get your cakes out after they're done. Okay, so that's what I've got going on right now. I'm going to move a little bit of this stuff to the side. We're going to get into mixing some of this ingredients and getting this in the oven. This is going to bake at 350 for about 25 to 30 minutes, or until the toothpick comes out clean. Okay, so here we go with the first part of this recipe, okay? We're going to do the 2 cups of all-purpose flour. We're going to dump that in. We are also going to put in the baking soda. We're going to add the salt into it. And we're going to add the ground cinnamon into it. Okay, so this is how we're starting this recipe. Now we're only going to just take a whisk, and we're just going to whisk this all together. I guarantee you guys that if you like a carrot cake, oh boy, this is going to be one that you're going to want to remember. You're going to want to save. You're going to want to save it to your YouTube channel, or write it down, or whatever you all want to do with it. But this is going to be a keeper, because I usually make this around Easter time, and it's a hit. Everybody that's had it. But okay, so we are going to take this bowl now, and we're just going to set that aside. We're going to bring in another bowl. I'm using a plastic bowl because I forgot to tell you guys that you guys are going to need some beaters. It's going to be less noise. That's the reason why I'm not using a glass bowl for that. Okay. Anyways, so we're going to take the 3 large eggs. we're going to dump these in. We are going to take the 2 cups of sugar. That goes right in. We're going to take the vegetable oil, just like that. And we're going to take the buttermilk. Okay, just like that. And we're going to throw in also the vanilla extract. Okay, so we're done with that. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to beat these up. We're just going to incorporate all this and mix this up. Okay, so hang in there 1 second. Okay, so we have all of those 4 ingredients. We have that all done, and we're going to move on now to our next piece, which is basically just folding in our flour mixture. Not folding it in, but we're going to mix it in. Okay, so just going to add a little bit like that, about a third. I'm going to just mix it on slow. And we're going to add the rest. Okay, just like that, guys. That's it. Now, what we're going to do is we're just going to scrape the edges down like this. And here's our cake batter. You can like eat this with a spoon. This is phenomenal. Okay, after we do that, what we're going to do is we are going to fold in the 2 cups of carrots. So we're going to add those. Remember, guys, these are fresh carrots too. And we are going to add in our fresh pineapple as well. Okay, just like that. And this part we're not going to beat. Okay, so we're just going to fold it in just like this. I kid you not, you can sit down with a spoon right now and just hit the couch, put on your favorite whatever, and have at this. This smells phenomenal. Okay, so this is it. This is our batter. Just make sure it's all nice incorporated. There's no big, there's no big like lumps of anything anywhere. Just make sure it's all uniformed. All right, so there we go. There is our cake batter. Now, you are going to see that it could be maybe a little lumpy. That's totally fine. That's just because of the fresh carrots. Okay, so I am going to get on with the next step. I'm just going to clean a little bit of this mess up. We're going to be right back with you guys. Hey, if you guys stopped in, thanks for stopping in for this recipe. We appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button or throw your finger up on that like button, will you? Okay, we'll be back and we'll get these in the oven. Okay, so we are back to put the batter now in these 9-inch rounds. Okay, real simple. We're just gonna pour half. We're gonna do that by the eye, of course. These aren't weighed, but we're gonna hopefully get them pretty close to where we need them. If you're a little bit off on one, that's fine. But because you can always cut it down after they get done baking. No biggie at all, actually. Okay, so that is how we do that. Okay, they're about even. They're going to bake up really, really nice. If you see that they're too far off, you can always spoon a little bit into the other one. Make them as even as you can so they bake at the same times. And now we're going to put these in the oven. Okay, guys, in the oven they go. You're going to bake these for about 25 to 30 minutes. These just came out of the oven. Baked these for 40 minutes on 350 until the toothpick came out of the center clean. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to let these here cool down. I got it on the cooling rack, as you can see. We're going to just leave these on the countertop for a while. Once they're done cooling completely, I'm going to take them out. Actually, I'll take them out of the tins before that, but I'll keep them here for probably, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes. Let the cakes kind of pull in a little bit from the sides, and then I'll go around the side of the pan with, really, really thin spatula. Pop them out, put them on the cooling rack, and there they will stay until they are room temperature. After that, I'm going to wrap them in saran wrap. We're going to put them in the refrigerator, and we're going to leave them there for a minimum of 24 hours because this way it's easier with the cream cheese frosting to frost this cake. So I will probably wind up seeing you guys tomorrow, but in theory, it's probably going to be a blink of an eye because of technology. These smell fantastic. I cannot wait to dig into some of this. Okay, welcome back, guys. It is the next day. I let these cakes sit in the refrigerator for 24 hours, get them nice and cold, and now we are on to doing the cream cheese frosting. Okay, so run down this part of the ingredients real quick. I got 2 8-ounce blocks of Philadelphia cream cheese. I got 2 sticks of unsalted butter. I have 1.5 teaspoons of pure vanilla extract, 4 cups of powdered sugar, confectionery sugar that was sifted. Make sure you sift this if you have a screener to do that. I have also have some nuts here that's going to be for basically just decorating and garnish. These are just walnuts. You can use whatever you see fit. I got some shredded carrots here, and I've got some julienne carrots over here. That's it for this, okay? Now, some of the tools that you're going to need, obviously you're going to need a mixing bowl. I've got an offset spatula to frost this cake, a small one and a big one, and I have a wire cutter for the cake. So you can either use a wire cutter or you can use a serrated edge if the cake is a little off balanced after you got done pulling it out of the oven. So that is basically what we have here. I do also have a cake plate. It's just a cardboard disc. You can buy it at Michael's, any place where they sell any kind of baking goods or any kind of Wilton products. Basically, you can get those anywhere. Walmart, craft store, wherever, it doesn't matter. And we are going to use our old trusty beater for this, so you are going to need that. You can also do this in a stand mixer. So that's what we got. I'm going to pull in the mixing bowl, get rid of some of this stuff. We're going to get on with this part of the recipe, and then we're going to frost this cake. I'm going to show you how easy it is. All right, so on we go. We are going to add this. This is the butter and the cream cheese is already softened, so take that out an hour or so, whatever, for it to get to room temperature. Okay, we're just using 2 8-ounce cream cheeses, and we're using 2 sticks of butter. Okay, so I just break it up like this just so it's easier for the blender or your stand mixer. Probably have a little bit harder time with a stand or with a regular beater than you would a stand mixer, just for power purposes, I guess, whatever. Okay, and we're just going to add the butter the same way. We're just going to break it up. So basically what this does is this equals 1 stick of butter, unsalted butter, room temperature, per 1 8-ounce block of cream cheese. Now this will be enough to do 2 8 or 9-inch cakes. I'm doing 2 9 inches today. That's what we made yesterday. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're just going to do the butter, and we're going to add in the vanilla. Okay, try to use a good vanilla if you guys can. It's very important to do that. All right, we're going to get into this. We're going to start mixing this up. We're going to start it on low, and I will come back. I will show you what the consistency of this should be like. Okay, so we have this mix. This is what it looks like. It's very easy to the touch. It's very creamy. It almost looks like whipped cream. Okay, so that's about the consistency that you're looking for this cake. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're just going to add in some of this sifted powdered sugar. Now, since it's sifted, I'm going to put in 1 cup. I'm going to throw 1 cup at a time, okay? Because this is just all for your sweetness. All right, start this out on slow, go easy with this, and you should be fine. Okay, so I'm going to beat this in, and I'll let you know exactly how much that I use at the end of all this. All right, so I did 3.5 cups of sifted confectionery sugar in this. So let's take, you could see, I don't know if you can see, let's see. See how smooth that is? It's almost like a whipped cream consistent, okay? And that's just from whipping it, right? Okay, so let me give this a taste, see where we're at. I think we're done. Hold on. Oh boy. Okay, I'm gonna leave it right there. So, you've seen the ingredients that go into this. If you have a sweet tooth, a super sweet tooth, add more sugar. Don't be afraid to add more sugar. I did 3.5 cups, and this is what we got. Now, it's on to the good part. We're gonna frost this cake. Okay, now that our cream cheese frosting is done, it's time to move on and frost and somewhat decorate this cake. Okay, so here is the cake that's been sitting in the refrigerator for a day. Smells great. There's a lot of cinnamon in this, so it should be very, very good. Okay, the only other thing I do is I have just like a small Lazy Susan here that I spin cakes on. That's just what I do. Also got a 9-inch cutout, 9-inch cardboard cutout. So the only other thing now that we're gonna do is we're just gonna take it just like this, and we're gonna do this. Okay, just like that. And then we're just gonna center it the best we can, right? So you don't want it to one side or the other. Okay, now these 2 cakes, they brose perfectly, so there's no need to cut these. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're just going to start with the icing. Okay, something like that. Just start off like that. Okay, and here's where your offset spatula comes in. Okay, so we're just gonna do this. And you can make this layer in here as thick or as thin as you want it. Doesn't really, that's totally up to you. You know, as long as you don't see the cake. Because remember, when you cut this open, this is going to be the layer that's in between the 2 layers, right? So you really don't have to get picky with this either. But the top one, you're going to get a little bit more pickier, not too much. Okay, So just like that. And if it falls over the edge, that's fine. Let it fall over the edge. Try to get this pretty even, right? Because you don't want, if it's not even and it's high on one side, what's going to happen is the cake's going to sit kind of like this. You don't want that, obviously. Okay, so here we go. We're going to put the other cake now right on top. Okay. Now, this one here, this shot, now you're going to put quite a bit on, and you're going to want this to hang over the side. You'll see what I'm talking about in just a minute. Okay, so really kind of load that up. Okay. I'm sorry, I got to clean off my utensils here. Okay, so now what we're going to do, just like this. Okay, so this is what I'm saying. If it goes over the edge, don't worry about it. You actually want it over the edge. Okay. Okay. So if you're happy now at this point with the way that this looks, then you're done, right? If you're not, you keep putting it on so you can watch. Right? You want to pull this right over the edge. Okay. And now we can just spin this just like this. Okay. Okay. Very simple. Just like that. Okay. Now you have all this stuff now that's hanging over the edge, and see what we're going to do with this now is we're just going to take it and we're going to frost as much as we can. Doesn't matter if you have enough. We're going to just go as much as you can here. Just like this. Okay. Be patient with it. It'll come in if you kind of get some on the bottom like that. Don't worry about it. We're going to clean that up after. Okay, so now we're back for to show you guys how to do the sides. I'm going to show you how to do the sides, and then so your offset spatula, now you're going to put it on the back side, right? And you're just going to literally just spread it around just like that, right? And you don't have to worry about at this point of being too neat, right? The only thing you're doing, and this is hard for me to see what I'm doing, so if it looks like I'm being sloppy, trust me, at the end it won't be like this. Okay. Okay, so I think you guys get the idea of what this is supposed to be like. Okay, so, and then you'll just kind of spin it just like that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish this up, and I'm going to bring you back, and I'm going to show you exactly what this is supposed to look like. We're going to clean it up, and then I'll bring you back when I start putting little decorations on to make it look nice. Okay, let's see you guys in a second. Got the sides done for the most part of it. If your cream cheese gets too soft, put it in the freezer for about 10 minutes, let it stiffen up, and then you can come back and you can, it'll be a little bit more stiffer to, frost to play with a little bit, okay? So if it gets too loose, it might come off the cake a little bit. So keep that in mind also. Okay, so now basically what we are is we're on to the top of the cake, okay? The sides and the top. So all I'm going to do is just take my offset, just like this, where this line is, and we're just going to go like this, okay? Just like that. And that is how you get that nice, clean look. Don't worry about the top, because you're only doing the the edge, okay? This takes a knack. It's not something that you may get on the first shot. I still mess up this too, but you know, it's a nice little technique. This is how it's done, just in case you were all wondering about how to get that nice clean looking edge. Okay, so that's about how you get that nice edge. Okay, now you could go around one more time on the top of this and you could smooth this out, but I would recommend you to kind of do it, just kind of do it like this. Okay, and you'll probably get a takeoff mark, which is this mark, the ending mark that you end with. Okay, so just turn around and just do that. Okay, so this cake is pretty much frosted. Okay, I may do a couple other things off camera. Now, if you look down at the bottom, you can see that the cardboard down here has frosting on it. The only thing you're going to do is you're just going to do this. Right? You're going to take this just like that, and you're going to clean up the bottom of it. Okay, that's how you get a pretty nice looking. Don't use your finger because that'll smear it and it'll make it worse. So if you do it kind of like this, if you've not invested in an offset spatula, I would recommend you to do it if you're going to do cakes and, you know, decorating cakes and stuff like that. Okay, so we're going to leave this right here. Okay, so this is how I will fix that little dent right there that I just seen going by. I'll smooth that out once again, a couple of takeoff marks. Okay, we'll be right back with you guys. We're going to decorate this and we're going to show you what the end result is, and then we're going to cut into this. It's going to be delicious. All right, so now on to how many servings that this is actually going to be. Okay, so bear with me now. The frosting on this is getting a little bit, it's not as stiff as it was when I started. Okay, so this is your wire. If you were going to cut, see it has a wire on it right here. Okay, so this is what I use. I mean, you could use whatever you want. You can use a kitchen knife of some sort, or you can do whatever. So what I do is I try to just find half the cake, which is about there, and this is what I do. I come over here now and I do half cake. Okay, and what this is going to do is this is going to give me this now is going to give me how many slices of cake. So I start with an X, and then I do something like this, just like that. Okay, and if there's a little something on it, that's okay, because most of the time that's going to be covered up. Okay, and then we're just going to put one, there. This way, it gives us kind of like a little bit of a blueprint, so we know what we're doing. Okay, all right. So, sorry about that. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to turn around and we're going to just take some of our nuts now at this point, and we're just going to sprinkle these on the edge. Now you can do this any way you want to. No big deal either way. It's just whatever you got in your mind. So I don't never plan these, like a lot of these things I don't plan. I just do them off the top of my head. It's just it's a creative thing, right? So if you're a little creative, then you can just do this without drawing out your cake or whatever. Okay, so I'm going to keep you guys with me the whole time, and you can still see the lines in the cake where you're going to be cutting this from, right? Once you cut into this. Okay, so I'm gonna, you see how nice this will look too after it's all decorated. Now, like I said, I'm not going to turn around and get the piping bags out and start doing ribbons or flowers or whatever. I'm not going to do that. This is just going to be this is the mood I'm in. This is what I want it to look like today, and that's what we're going to do. Okay? So, I know there's 100 ways of doing this. Now I just take my other offset and I just tap it. Just a little bit. Nothing crazy, right? You just want it to stick. That's the whole idea. Just want it to stick. Okay. Now, for a little color. Now this could be very complicated, so I'm hoping that this works, because the only reason why I say that is because there's moisture in this, okay? So I have a general idea by eye of how much carrot that I need to kind of put in the middle. So if you guys did something like this, this is going to be the I don't know, I'll say hard part, but you know, nothing needs to be perfect, right? We're just turning around and we're making a cake, right? Okay. So we're going to leave that just like that. Okay. Beautiful. I really thought I was going to mess that part up. Okay. So now on to our sticks. Okay, so I'm going to move you guys over here just like that, and I'm going to show you. Now these are just for decorations, right? So you're going to take these off. Obviously you're not going to eat with these on here. We're just going to do something like this, right? We're going to put 2 little strands on the top. Okay, so when you cut this on the line, you'll see that you're not going to be hitting any carrots. It's another reason why I made those marks in the cake, okay? So, okay, so I figured like 2 pieces. I know this is probably boring or whatever, but I figured I'd keep you with me. It's my video, right? So I'm going to do what we do, which is this. This is actually good therapy. And the people that know me are probably saying, yes, it's perfect therapy for this man. Okay, so anyways, enough of the silliness. Okay. And just give it like I said, just give it a tiny tap. And then, see, it doesn't take much to make it look nice, right? All right, see, that's it. That's it. No, you something from nothing, right? Didn't take a lot of effort or whatever. Now, there we go with the sides. Okay. Okay, so we got another new little angle. Nothing big. So for people that don't like walnuts, that's why I don't put them inside the cake. But what I do is obviously I just put them on the outside of the cake, and I don't put. I don't know. For me, I don't really put all that much, right? Because if somebody doesn't like walnuts, I give them the opportunity to just pick them off, right? Because if you don't want to eat that little bit of frosting on the bottom, which I don't know why you wouldn't want to, because it's absolutely delicious. You know, anyways, I give people the opportunity. So when you're making food and you're doing some stuff like this, because this isn't the easiest thing to do, however, it's not the hardest thing to do either. Now, if you were in a bakery, you'd have a whole container full of these that you would actually just scoop up the cake and you would put them on like that, and you would kind of just pack it in. That's just how it's done. But people that are home like me, that I'm not 100% sure if everybody that I'm cutting this cake up for likes walnuts. So I'm kind of thinking of other folks at the same time. Okay. And don't worry about if you mess a little something up. Doesn't have to be perfect. And see where your marks are on the bottom, where you wiped off the frosting. This also covers that up. So see, you don't have to be perfect. You just gotta have a little bit of a imagination, I guess. All right, so sorry about this video running a little bit long. I was just gonna turn around and wasn't gonna keep you guys with me for this long, but I figured, you know what? It's a gorgeous day out today. I figured I'd do this. This is my Easter cake, so happy Easter, everyone. Okay, so all right, now we're gonna get on to, looks pretty good, right? Okay, so again, just all in your imagination. It's whatever you want to do. So I could still see the lines up here on the top of the cake. Nothing wrong with that, right? So we're gonna do some small strips, but apparently I made my strips a little too long, so I may have to go and cut a couple of these, right? Just like this. And again, you cut these off, you know, that's all right. We're not going to be as close to the top ones. We're going to spread them out a little bit. All right, we're going to have fun with it. This is your creation, so you do whatever you see fits, right? Just like this. Couldn't be simpler, right? You don't think you can make a good looking cake? I'm telling you, you can. That's all you gotta do. A little bit of patience. And trust me, I didn't have any idea of what this cake was gonna look like before this. And that's the God's honest truth. A lot of this stuff I just do off the top of my head, like I said. Okay, so we're almost done. This is looking fantastic. 2 more. Put that there. All right. Bada bing. Done. All right, so you do whatever else you want with the carrots and stuff that you grounded up. Okay, so I think that is good. Oh, another thing, you guys can actually turn around and let's do this so you get a better view of this here. See if that works. Yeah, that works. That's okay. Okay, so anyways, guys, here's my cream cheese frosting and my carrot cake. This is for Easter, so happy Easter, everyone. You can, like I said, you can get a ton more fancier with this. You could start piping stuff. You can add even like almond extract instead of your vanilla extract in the cream cheese frosting. That's delicious as well. All right, so give me a second. I'm going to clean up my stuff here, and we are going to cut into this bad boy. I'm going to show you the inside of this. Be right back. Okay, so here we go. We're going to cut into this cake. This is going to be phenomenal. Guaranteed. Okay. So, do that. And this is why you This right here is why you turned around and made those cuts. Okay? So look at that. All right. So I'm going to put this piece of cake over here, and I'm going to let you guys look at that. Okay? You could see it's super moist. There's a couple of things that make this cake moist. One is the little bit of moisture that you get from the pineapple. Okay, keeps the cake very, very moist. All right, so I will be right back. That is what my carrot cake looks like. So if you guys want to make it, I would highly recommend you to do so. Okay guys, I'll be right back. We're going to show you the piece that's on the plate. We're just going to plate this up real quick, and that's the end of the video. Thanks for hanging in with me. Be right back. All right guys, so we got this plated up. Here's a sliver out of the cake. It looks absolutely fantastic. It's so moist. I mean, I wish you guys could see this. I wish you guys would make this. All right, so here is my carrot cake for Easter Sunday coming up. Okay, there you have it. That's it. That's the cake. Okay guys, if you guys like this recipe, put a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel if you find this interesting or think it looks delicious. And I will see you guys in the next recipe. Everybody have a great week, and I will see you next week with another fantastic recipe from my kitchen. Take care.